3 years ago, Apex Legends came out of seemingly nowhere and took the Battle Royale world by storm. The game brought tons of innovation and a new refreshing change of pace to the new genre. And while most Battle Royale titles at that time were chasing trends, Apex Legends took its own direction, creating new features that have since become desired across most other Battle Royales. In all honesty, it was a breath of fresh air and has remained relevant to this day with an impressive player count. Hey guys, Level Cap here, and today I wanted to revisit Apex Legends and discuss how much it's evolved over the years. Also, I wanted to give EA a huge shout out for sponsoring this video. Check out Apex with my link below to grab it for your platform of choice. The latest season, Defiance, has added Mad Maggie as a new legend. She's a really strong offensive character with a tactical ability that damages enemies through walls and an ultimate that boosts your teammates and explodes when near enemies. Defiance also overhauls the Olympus map with new points of interest and ways of getting upgraded loot. So getting back on course with the evolution of Apex Legends. Now right off the bat, I think it's safe to say that despite all the new heroes, maps, weapons, and items, Apex Legends has really stayed true to the fundamentals of its original design. Respawn basically struck gold with their first concept and have spent a long time refining it to be the best version of itself. And while plenty of other Battle Royale titles also did well with their initial formula, many of them have either fallen victim to chasing trends or borrowing features from other titles that ended up making their individual games feel less unique. Now with all that said, Apex has changed quite a lot since its launch. The new heroes dramatically alter the game's meta, the additional weapons have also mixed things up, giving players more freedom to engage at longer ranges. The maps that came after Kings Canyon were more vibrant and packed with tons of points of interest. Respawn have gone back and overhauled every map over time to make them all more balanced and engaging, and they've also added new modes like arenas and seasonal co-op missions that extend the game beyond just the Battle Royale genre. Now diving in more specifically, if we look at heroes, some of the characters added since launch like Crypto, Loba, and Valkyrie bring entirely different playstyles to the game. Comparing them to Apex's launch heroes, well, they gave the game a healthy mix of recon, tank, and support characters, but their abilities were somewhat simple compared to the nuance added with some of the newer heroes. For example, the old school hero Bloodhound has an ultimate that gives you X-ray vision and highlights enemies, but the newer hero Crypto has a drone that does more or less the same thing but passively, plus it also offers the offensive capability thanks to its EMP blast. Now of course Bloodhound is still a go-to legend because using his ability doesn't remove you from the fight, it gives you a much better individual offensive advantage thanks to the intel that it provides versus Crypto's more team play oriented advantage. The added nuance of the new heroes really allows you to specialize into exactly what type of player you want to be. Do you want to focus on you being the best combatant possible, or do you want to try and improve your entire team's performance across the board? Now, another thing that I really appreciate about Apex's new additions is that they haven't added any zany mechanics or stuff that really detracts from the core Apex experience. Many other hero-based shooters, not even just in the Battle Royale genre, have bloated their roster with heroes who either distract from the core gameplay or are given such powerful abilities that it requires constant rebalancing of the already well-balanced classic heroes. And Respawn have taken a similar approach with their new items. They've added new hop-ups, portable respawn stations, heat shields, and other items, but for the most part, none of them are really detracting from the overall gameplay. That being said, some of them have transformed and vastly improved the gameplay as well. One item that stands out as probably the best addition to the game is the Evo shields. Instead of having the previous system where you had to upgrade your shield by looting higher tier ones, now the damage that you do increases your shield tier. Before this system, you needed to take a lot of time out of maybe finding or hunting other players to just find good shields. And if you didn't, well, surviving the drop and winning late game fights was way less likely. Evo shields are a perfect mechanic that take a lot of the RNG or luck out of increasing your max HP and make it into something that you have more control over. Honestly, they're just such a great improvement over the original loot-based tier system. But again, they don't fundamentally change what makes Apex Apex. Upgrading your character and shields was a natural part of match progression, and Evo shields have just streamlined the process by making it damage-based. So instead of rewarding players for searching a lot and getting lucky, they're now rewarding you for actually engaging other enemies and doing well in those fights. Now, the most significant change Respawn have made to Apex over the years is to the map design. The original Kings Canyon is undoubtedly still one of the game's best maps, but that's also because they've continued updating it to keep it competitive with the newer maps. The launch version of Kings Canyon had so many barren spaces compared to what it looks like today, and while the map is massively improved, it still retains the original look and magic. The new maps are also very solid additions to the game. In fact, I'm sure a lot of players probably prefer some of the new maps to the classic Kings Canyon, and the most recent addition, Storm Point, really is a breath of fresh air. There's gravity cannons that launch you across the map, prowler hives that you can farm for a quick Evo shield upgrade, and a lot of unique areas to fight in. The tropical theme and layout of the map also feels great. Even though it's the biggest map in the game, the zip lines and gravity cannons shrink the traversal time down a ton, giving you a lot of options for how you want to navigate the map quickly. It's just a fun map with an aesthetic that breaks away from what Respawn have done in the past. Now, over the years, Respawn have also expanded Apex well beyond just being a battle royale. The arena mode gives the game some classic style arena shooter options, some of which have been fantastic. This season's limited time mode control was actually a game changer for me. It's a 9v9 domination style experience, and I had a ton of fun with it while it was available. Battling it out with custom loadouts gave me more time to practice my gun skills for the battle royale mode in a live environment with low stakes. It certainly beats the heck out of a training range as you're playing against actual players. And pretty much every battle royale feels like it needs an alternative mode thrown in as a palate cleanser. And Apex offers that more traditional multiplayer experience that doesn't really completely shed all of the cool battle royale mechanics. I personally hope they bring Control back as more of a permanent experience because it's both a solid mode on its own and a great place to practice all of the weapon and ability mechanics. Now ultimately, I think the thing that has kept Apex fun all of these years is that Respawn haven't gotten lost in the sauce when it comes to improving the game. I've certainly gotten burnt out on most other battle royale games because they either fail to address issues or change so radically that they just don't represent the experience that got me interested in the first place. While Respawn recognized that their original version of Apex certainly could have had better pacing, more diverse heroes, refined combat, better map design, and they delivered on all of those things without compromising the core design or ideas. Although some people might take some issue with Skulltown. Respawn, please. Anyway, I'm curious to hear what you guys think about Respawn's changes to Apex Legends over the years. What has been your favorite addition to the game? If you're looking to drop into the 3rd anniversary season Defiance content, use my link to download the game. It helps me out a ton and takes you directly to whatever platform that you play on. As always guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. This is Level Cap signing off.